Gaslighting. Gaslighting happens when someone tries to make another person doubt their own reality, memory, or even sanity. The term comes from a 1938 play, Gaslight, where a husband tricks his wife into thinking she is losing her mind by dimming the lights and then denying that anything has changed. This tactic makes the victim question their own judgment. The manipulator might lie, withhold important information, or blame the victim while denying their version of events. Over time, the victim loses confidence in themselves and becomes dependent on the manipulator. Guilt. Tripping. Guilt tripping is when someone manipulates another person by making them feel guilty for their actions or inactions. For example, if a friend isn't invited to a party and later says, "I thought we were closer than that," they may be trying to make the host feel bad and ensure they are invited next time. Isolation. Isolation is when a manipulator cuts their victim off from friends or family, ensuring no support system is available. They may convince the victim that their loved ones are bad influences or don't care about them. This tactic increases the victim's dependence on the manipulator, making it harder for them to leave the toxic situation. Isolation is often used in abusive relationships, cults, and online scams. Love bombing. Love bombing is when a manipulator showers their target with affection, compliments, and gifts to make them feel special. The purpose is to gain trust and control quickly. However, once the victim is emotionally attached, the manipulator may suddenly withdraw their affection, leaving the victim desperate to win back their approval. This cycle keeps the victim under the manipulator's control. Playing the victim manipulators sometimes avoid responsibility by pretending to be the victim. They exaggerate their struggles and make others feel sorry for them, even when they are the ones at fault. This tactic makes it difficult for others to hold them accountable because confronting them would seem harsh or unfair. Threats and coercion manipulators use various forms of threats to control others. These can include physical threats, emotional threats, such as breaking up over a small argument, financial threats, like withholding money, and social threats, such as spreading false rumors. Cybercriminals often use financial threats in ransomware attacks, demanding payment in exchange for stolen data. Silent treatment. The silent treatment is a form of manipulation where the manipulator ignores their victim as a form of punishment. This can happen in relationships, workplaces, and even online. It makes the victim anxious and eager to please the manipulator to restore communication. It is similar to ghosting, but while ghosting ends a relationship, the silent treatment is used to control someone within an ongoing relationship. Shaming involves making someone feel embarrassed or inadequate. This can be done in public, online, or in private conversations. A manipulator may compare their victim to others, mock them, or blame them for things outside their control. The goal is to lower the victim's self-esteem and make them easier to control. Triangulation. Triangulation is when a manipulator brings a third person into the mix to create jealousy or competition. They might flirt with someone else in front of their partner, or talk negatively about one friend to another to create tension. This tactic makes the victim feel insecure and desperate to regain the manipulator's approval. Aggressive jokes. Manipulators sometimes use jokes as a way to insult others while maintaining plausible deniability. They may disguise cruel remarks as humor, saying things like, "Relax, I was just joking." These comments are meant to belittle the victim while allowing the manipulator to avoid responsibility for their words. Emotional blackmail. Emotional blackmail involves using guilt, threats, or emotional withdrawal to manipulate someone. A common example is when a person withholds affection until they get what they want. The manipulator may also make promises they never intend to keep, keeping the victim in a state of constant uncertainty. Projection. Projection happens when a manipulator accuses someone else of the very things they are guilty of. For example, a liar might constantly accuse others of dishonesty. This tactic shifts attention away from their own actions and makes the victim feel like they need to defend themselves. Deflection. Similar to projection, Deflection is when a manipulator dodges responsibility by changing the subject or blaming others. Unlike projection, deflection is usually done knowingly, as the manipulator is fully aware that they are avoiding accountability. Smear campaigns. Smear campaigns involve spreading false information to ruin someone's reputation. This tactic is commonly seen in politics and celebrity culture. A manipulator might spread rumors, twist someone's words, or take things out of context to make their target look bad. The goal is to turn others against the victim and make them seem untrustworthy. Shifting the goalposts. This tactic is used to keep someone constantly striving to meet new, unfair demands. For example, an employer might promise a raise if an employee meets a goal, but once the goal is reached, they add more conditions. This method ensures the victim never feels successful and remains under the manipulator's control. Changing the subject. A simple but effective trick, changing the subject, is used to avoid answering difficult questions. If someone calls out a manipulator's bad behavior, they may bring up a completely unrelated topic to derail the conversation. This tactic can confuse the victim and make it harder to hold the manipulator accountable. Exploiting insecurities. Manipulators often target people's fears and self-doubts to control them. For example, they may make someone feel unattractive, unintelligent, or unworthy, so they will seek validation from the manipulator. Cult leaders and scam artists often use this tactic to recruit followers by making them feel lost and then offering them a false sense of belonging. Fake moral superiority. Some manipulators pretend to be highly moral or virtuous to gain influence over others. They may publicly support charities or causes to appear kind and selfless, while secretly acting in selfish ways. This tactic makes it difficult for victims to question their motives, as doing so might make them seem like bad people. Infantilization. Infantilization is when a manipulator treats their victim like a child to maintain control. This can include speaking in a patronizing tone, micromanaging their decisions, or making them feel incapable of independence. Over time, the victim may start believing they are helpless without the manipulator's guidance. By understanding these tactics, people can recognize manipulation and protect themselves from toxic situations. Awareness is the first step in breaking free from a manipulator's control. Thank you for watching the video. Bye.